Okay, I bring you two stories here. They are on the same topic. The whole reason I'm doing this is because this is hitting close to home. I live in Ohio, and my town alone has had a severe problem lately with overdosing. A matter of fact, I read one news story where the guy OD'd, and within 10 minutes of being released from the hospital, he overdosed a second time, and then he overdosed again 2 days later. Now, a lot of these overdosing are because they're mixing a elephant tranquilizer in with the heroin, and people are shooting, what they're used to shooting, and it has this new tranquilizer which makes it way stronger dose. But this story here, this is a really, really sad story. So let me get to reading this. This actually comes from NBC, and I'll try to remember to leave links in the description so you can actually read the full story. But this picture right here, and a couple others to go with it, this is the grandmother of this 4-year-old child. This is her friend. The boy who broke America's heart after the Ohio town posted a photo of him in the black SUV, while his grandmother and his friends sat passed out from apparent heroin overdoses in the front seat, has found a new home. The 4-year-old is going to live with his great aunt and great uncle. Sounds great, right? And they're like, wait a minute, Grandma? Why was he living with Grandma? Well, we'll get to that here in a bit. But something coming up in this story is what really irked my nerve. South Carolina and Columbia County Court Administrator Dane Walton confirmed Tuesday. So the boy's going to live with a relative, so that's a good thing. He's not going into foster care. Meanwhile, his grandmother, 50 years old, Rhonda Pasek, is in jail waiting trial on charges of child endangerment and a child and public intox. Walton said, what the hell does he have to do with anything? The kid's up here. The grandmother was granted custody of the boy just 6 weeks before she and her 47-year-old James Lee Accord were arrested last Wednesday by police in East Liverpool, Ohio. Photos of the couple with the 4-year-old online to graphically illustrate the dangers of the poison known as heroin. Because, that's actually, they put it on their Facebook page. It's actually pretty horrible. The city of East Liverpool. Okay, here we go. And they decided to make an example of them in the now infamous photos, blah, blah, blah. But here's what really irks my nerve. The city of East Liverpool humiliated my family and humiliated that little boy. Her sister, who asked not to be identified. I'm sorry, but she did it to her himself, okay? She put that boy in danger. Not only did she, but her daughter, your niece, or whatever. Brian Allen, the city's director of public service and safety, made no apologies, and he shouldn't, for putting this photo on the city's Facebook page. He said heroin abuse is in Ohio and a national problem. It's a super bad problem in Ohio right now. The public needs to see the damage the drug does to the abuser and their families. I'm to the point now with how many overdoses we've had lately that it's don't revive them. They took it, let them die. And if you've seen, I know that sounds cruel and that sounds heartless, but when you have ambulances tied up treating heroin addicts and you have people having heart attacks that can't get an ambulance, because every ambulance in the city is tied up treating these retards. They're actually calling in out-of-county ambulances to help. And yes, we had 8 people overdose within 30 minutes of each other a few weeks back. And just the other day, there was 5 that OD'd at one place. This is tying up ambulances for people that are in car wrecks. Tying up ambulances for your grandfather that just had a heart attack. How would you like to know that your grandfather died because of a heroin addict? No, it may sound cruel, but let the heroin addict die. They did it to themselves, knowing full well the risk. It's all or nothing for us. We're a government agency posting. It's not like we can willy-nilly do we want to. Asked what kind of feedback they've gotten from the controversial decision to post the photos online, Allen said, I'd say 90% positive and 10% negative. NBC News has not identified the boy and has blurred his image in the photo. Brian Whatever, an attorney that represents the 4-year-old maternal great-grandparents, told NBC News that the boy is now with his great-aunt and great-uncle Lori and Terry Lane, who live in Myrtle Beach. He's in Myrtle Beach, man. That kid's going to grow up in a nice area. That's the only place to be in South Carolina is Myrtle Beach. Been there, done that. Great place. Pulaski's sister, who lives in Delaware, I'm guessing Delaware, Ohio, told NBC News that she has custody of the 4-year-old brother, who is 3. So there's 2 kids. Holy shitballs, Batman. She said the reason she and Pulaski were raising the boy is because troubled son and his girlfriend couldn't manage. It's the old story, she said. No education, no job. My sister has fought for 2 years straight to get this child. No. Your sister's son and daughter-in-law, or whatever she is, are fucking drug addicts and losers. If they hadn't dropped out, they would have had an education. If they had listened and paid attention. But apparently your sister wasn't that good at raising her own kids. Therefore, she doesn't need to be in charge of the grandkid. During the custody battle with the Lanes, Pulaski struggled with alcohol and brushes with the law. A 2008 conviction for public intox and 2007 conviction for resisting arrest and disorderly conduct. That right there should have told you not to give her the kid. Were brought up on court. Walton and Pest's sister both said. But I didn't know anything about the heroin, the sister said. I met a court and he seemed all right. I talked to Rhonda by phone on the day she got arrested and she seemed fine. Yeah, there are a lot of people that live with heroin and you don't know it until ding 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 they fucking overdose. In an interview with The Review, a local newspaper in East Liverpool, the judge who awarded custody to the boy on July 25th said there was never any indication that she was involved in drugs. He noted that Pulaski had been a consistent presence in the boy's life. Oh, fuck, I can't read. Probably because my damn eyeball hurts. Had I known Pulaski was unreliable, I certainly wouldn't have given her the child. Juvenile probate judge Thomas, I'm not even going to try, told The Review. Pasek, or Pest, we'll call her Pest, was arrested after the East Liverpool office spotted the SUV driving erratically and went to investigate. The couple passed out while the officer was questioning them, and they were given drugs to prevent them from overdosing before they were rushed to the hospital. Yeah, and I wonder why there's a shortage of that drug around. The case is being treated as a suspected heroin overdose while the police wait. Yeah, Narcan is an emergency overdose treatment. Here in Ohio, it takes 60 to 90 days, Allen said, for the subsequent, but it will definitely be an opioid overdose. We know because Pesky and Accord were given Narcan and they were brought back. A court has already pled no contest to the charges of operating a vehicle while intoxicated and endangering a child, and is serving 360 days in jail. You ask me, that ain't near enough time. Okay, so on to the second story about this. The mother who admits to smoking crack wants son in heroin photo returned. This dumb cunt wants her kid back, yet I smoke crack, but I'm good to raise my kid. No, you're not. You are not. Until you can prove you are fucking clean and sober, you shouldn't set foot anywhere near that kid till that kid's 20. East Liverpool, Ohio, a 4-year-old boy found in the backseat of the car, blah, blah, blah. Reva McCollum, 25, told the Daily Mail about her anguish at seeing her son looking on in a daze as the adults who were taking care of him slumped in the car. No, you did not look on in anguish. You don't have any feelings for your son but a fucking paycheck. Shut the fuck up. If you had any feelings or thoughts whatsoever, you would have fucking put the drugs down and took care of your child. Let's see. The photo can be found on the city's Facebook page of the couple passed out. Found the officer around 3 p.m. The report said officer reached inside the truck to turn the key off after finding the boy's mother, Rhonda. That's not the boy's mother. The boy's grandmother, you mean. 50, was unconscious, and the driver, James Lee Accord, 47, was beginning to lose consciousness. You'd think the first couple people ODing would have the rest of these crackheads, and yes, I'm calling them crackheads. I know it's heroin, but still, I'm calling them crackheads, okay? That's the generic term for anybody that does hard drugs. Like a pothead is for pot and an alcoholic is for alcohol. So we're calling everybody a crackhead. Let's see. Pled not guilty here. The bond was set at $150,000. She'll be back in court. So he pled guilty. She didn't. Cord was arranged as well. He pled guilty. 360. So he gets a year in jail. A year in jail. He could have killed somebody and he gets a year in jail. Please. Stick these idiots in a rehab program, in an actual rehab program, to where they are seeing a fucking psychologist, a head doctor, to get to the bottom of why they want to jab that needle. What the fuck are they trying to escape that they need to jab a needle full of crap in their arm? You know, I understand you get drunk every now and then. You smoke a little weed to relax. That's understandable. But a hard drug that once you take it, your body wants it again and no. That's not going to cut it. The post continue. We are well aware that some may be offended by these images, and for that we are truly sorry, but it is time that the non-drug using public sees what we are now dealing with. I don't use drugs, but I see this shit. I see it every day when I worked in the city. Why? Because I pay attention to the surroundings, and every other day I had a fucking crackhead coming up trying to sell me shit that they stole from somebody. Now, I'm a live and let live guy. You want to go do drugs? Fine, go do your damn drugs. Just don't be stealing from me. Don't be driving down the road. You want to drink? Don't be driving down the road. You want to smoke weed? Don't be driving down the road. Because that is my life you are taking when you get into the wreck. That's somebody else's life, not just yours. If you want to get on a dirt bike and go run around the middle of an empty woods and go head on into a tree because you're stoned off your ass, that's you. But don't be ripping through my neighborhood, because then you're risking my life. And I ain't putting up for that shit. I am tired of these crackheads, druggies, doing this shit and getting a smack on the wrist. Yes, we shouldn't be putting them in jail. They should be going to a rehab center. But unfortunately, with the way our court system works right now, you cannot force somebody to stay in a rehab treatment program. But a jail is definitely not the right place. A rehab jail would be the answer. To set up a jail, one jail or one prison in every state. All the druggies would go to that jail, and they would actually, you'd start up in the hard, in the medical, where they're watching you. Everybody gets their own cell. They got a camera on each cell, in each cell. And they're watching you, looking for the signs of dehydrate, coming down off the drugs. So that way they can treat you properly. Then the next step, they'd move you to the next wing, which would start your therapy. And eventually, by the time you get to the end of a year, you should be ready to be released. And you'd go to a halfway house. They would give you the tools to get off drugs. Or they would set you back in the program. Well, no, you're not ready. We're going to set you back here. So they can give you the tools to stay away from drugs. For most people, the main thing that they would need to do is not go back home. Is move to another state. So that way they're not surrounded by other people that are using it and they're out and about. But yeah, I just wanted to bring these stories up. I hope you guys enjoyed these. If you want more content like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. Until later, we will catch you on the flip side. Bye-bye.